Meeting called to order, please rise.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, be with us during this troubled time, or our neighbors to the south and to the west got hit with a storm, and be with the families of the young lady that passed the last week. Let us come together as a council and community and make wise for decisions for the betterment of others. In Jesus' name we pray. Minutes from July 8th.
I'll make a motion.
What's that, George?
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Approval, any discussion? Roll call.
Jennings. Williams. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Preston.
Aye.
Neely.
Aye.
Watkins. Aye. Koval.
No.
Mr. Neely, do you need more for those? Good?
Dave already got this one, so.
Sorry.
Let's not come back.
Now we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Any visitors that like to speak, please state your name, address, and organization which you may represent. You'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Jim McDonald, resident business owner of Ware Lounge. I understand that the police department falls under your care, correct, Matt? Yes. So we're paying the chief of police a full-time salary? Yes. And why is he only working part-time hours?
He's in a salaried position.
So most people, when they hear of a salary position, it's 40 hours or more. It's my understanding that the chief only works 30 hours Monday through Friday. Is that correct or is this wrong?
This is your 3 minutes to talk. Okay. He's a salaried position.
So are you gonna agree or deny he only works 30 hours a week?
Some weeks more, some weeks less. That's what a salaried
Do
position
you think
is.
that's beneficial to the taxpayers of the borough, that they're paying him a full-time salary? But yet, if a crime happens at 9 o'clock at night, he won't come out for it?
Okay.
So you as a mayor should be making sure that the public is provided the safety of the police department rather than allowing him to sit at home being paid a full-time salary but working part-time hours.
And you have a specific incident in mind?
Was he available Saturday night when there was loud music up the street on Troy Street, people dancing and yelling in the streets?
Did anybody call in a
They
complaint?
did call 911 and he was told that Canton police aren't on duty and they won't respond. And 911 told him to file a complaint with the Liquor Control Board. And again, the chief, I guess, doesn't want to be disturbed at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Did they do what 911 told them to do?
I have no idea. This is not my business. He just explained to me, was upset that called 911 and Canton has no police, nobody would respond. State police weren't able to at that time.
All right. I don't
So
know.
my issue is the taxpayers are paying a full-time salary, but we're not getting full-time work out of them.
I don't know if you paid any attention to the news anywhere. Police forces everywhere.
It's got nothing to do with how many officers we have. If he's getting a full-time salary, he should work a minimum of 40 hours a week.
In some weeks, he works more.
Every
That's
week,
what's
he
said.
should be working a minimum.
Are you keeping track of his time?
I'm just telling you, when somebody comes to file a report and is told that the chief only works between 9 and 3, Monday through Friday. So why would somebody tell a citizen who came in to file a report that? So before you start making excuses, you should get your facts straight.
Oh, who told? Who?
And just tell it, this is what I know for facts. Everything's been documented, we've been watching everything. And you as the supervisor of the police department refuse to do anything and ensure that the public is being safe. Why is that? If you can't do your job, you should resign and step down today.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration.
You should.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Jim. Anybody else? Go ahead, Mr. Woods.
Is there any information on the sidewalk grant? I've had multiple people ask me about it.
Yes, each member of council was provided information on that. It is through the county, and there's also a sidewalk loan program that the borough does. Nobody has taken advantage of that yet, correct?
Under my report, I would say that I handed out 3 applications for the grant run this week, and all people have to do is call and stop in the office.
Could the borough put something out so that everybody knows that that's available currently?
We have, and we can.
Okay. As for the policing thing, I've talked to other agencies, and they have all expressed issues with Canton Borough's policing. I know there has been issues with the school. Have you looked into that at all as the mayor and the head of the police department?
Can you give me specifics so that I can look into that, Walton?
Do you know what I'm speaking about? I'm not going to get into specifics about the school stuff. But do you know what I'm speaking about?
If you can't give me specifics, then I can't look into it.
So you don't know if there's anything going on with the school stuff with the Canton Police Department?
About,
Anything in general?
no.
Okay. Have you ever talked to anybody from the state police, sheriff's office, or anybody about the
Yeah,
Canton Police
actually, I do.
Department?
I talk to them quite often.
And they say they're all happy with the policing in
Nobody's
Canton?
happy with any policing anywhere, Wally. That's just the way it is. Like I said, it's bad all over. Nobody's happy.
Are you
with
saying
it.
the quality of police officers is bad everywhere, or the amount of police officers available? You kind of are.
Yeah. You know, someone.
And you believe that there's quality issues in Canton as well?
What's that?
You believe there's quality issues in Canton as well?
No, I don't.
So it's just availability of officers, quality is.
Yeah, just availability.
Okay. And just so council knows, I created a complaint form online that people could fill out if they wanted to. I asked the solicitor if he would want to be involved in that. He said, send it to me, I'll look it over. When I sent it to him, he said he wasn't allowed to look at it because he hadn't gotten direction from anybody to look at it, even though he's in contact with the borough manager. I have a feeling the borough manager had said if she can't have input in it, the solicitor can. That's just my guesstimate. But I wanted council to be aware of that.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Welcome back.
Anyone else?
Name is Dave Atherton. I live on South Medical Avenue. I have been reading some of the stuff that's been going on. You know, last time I was here, it was about the street parking and other items too. I just see constant complaints about what's going on here from just a few people that I talked to. Most of it's permitting and jumping through hoops to get all this stuff. It is getting very, very hard to do anything in this town, and as you can see, since I was here last, there's one more business empty and another one for sale. We've got to do something here, guys. We got to quit doing this stuff. It's got to stop happening. If it's not mandated by the state, it's got to be dropped. We are killing this town. We're killing it. And I was up getting my oil changed today, and Mr. Christ was up there. He had a letter from you guys. He got billed for permits for a building that was said it was zoned restaurant, then revised back to commercial or not commercial, retail. And he's paid all this money.
the council should definitely pay him back his money, every penny of it. This is ridiculous.
There's constant complaints about that.
And I actually saw the letter, so I read it with my own eyes. I read it within the last 4 hours. This has got to be reined in, guys, because you're not doing it. You're not doing it. I know it, and I know it's a volunteer position. I did the same thing for Leroy Township when I was there. It's a volunteer, and it's a lot of headache and not a lot of appreciation. But this,
Do the right thing.
start doing the right thing, because this town is a goddamn mess, and it is dying.
I agree with you, because none of us see those zoning letters, so we don't know what goes out from this office or what doesn't, or what, so we have no idea what, so.
Per borough code, the borough manager / secretary works for the council. You
are
have it on the table. So why are you not?
Because we don't get the notifications until we come here at the meetings.
Well, then my suggestion is that you guys get together.
Start reviewing what's going on.
Start reviewing what's going on.
Well, we know what's going on, we're gonna take care of that.
And set the rules for dismiss.
Yeah, it's
Gotta be one of the two.
when the county commissioner can go on a podcast and he's aware of what's going on, it's unheard of, ridiculous.
David, real quick. Do you recall a date on that letter or not?
It was sent to him August 2nd.
Thanks, Dave.
And I've seen multiple examples of permit stuff being very weird.
Anyone else in the audience?
I wasn't gonna talk, but sure I will. I've got letters, I've got lots of letters. And I'd be glad to show them to you, and I'll be glad.
I know we know.
Oh, Ryan Allen.
Thank you.
Welch Insurance, Warrior Wash, Fighting New Hope, whatever. I have lots of letters. I'd be glad to sit down with any or all of you to go through how I see things being manipulated, straight out lies right in the letter. Things that should be taken care of in a matter of months take years, still not done. That's fine. You want to sit here and play games? We'll play games. She loves to play games. She loves to manipulate. She's manipulated a lot of you guys on council, at least a few of you. As everybody here would say, it's time to start waking up, because if you're going to support that in this office, you're going to go down the ship too. That's what I'm going to say. There's a lot of things being done for benefits. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Anyone
Thank
else?
you,
All right. You guys ready for bills yet?
I'd like to amend the agenda and move to add. You done with visitor comments?
Yeah, and we're going to bills.
Well, I would like to amend the agenda, and I move to add, council may immediately administratively suspend its manager. I'd like to get a second on my motion.
I will second that.
Discussion?
Further.
This is for the amendment to the
To add
agenda.
it to the agenda. All I got to say is the voters choose their representatives. We're their voices of the constituency we represent. I've heard this for 2 years now. I just can't take it.
I would say that as soon as before I was appointed, before I expressed interest even, unfortunately, those were all of the recommendations that I received. When you're on council, please do something. Our town needs something. And I think that's what we're all here for, is to serve the
Do the right
community. They've elected us to do what's best, and I feel like we need to do something.
Now, before you amend the meeting, there's 3 reasons, and we talked about this before, our court case from last November. 1, it can be a matter that relates to a real or potential emergency involving a clear and present danger to life or property.
Second one would be, you can change, you can ask to change the agenda if a matter is brought to the attention of the agency within the 24-hour period prior to the meeting, provided the matter is de minimis, which is described as a small, trifling matter. It does not involve the expenditure of funds or entering into any contract or agreement. And the third one is a matter raised by a resident or taxpayer at the meeting to be considered for the purposes of referring it to staff, researching it for inclusion at a later meeting, or full consideration, where it is de minimis. It does not involve the expenditure of funds or entering into any contract or agreement.
So, Mr. Slister, can I say something? Under the Borough Code, the powers provided to the manager are delegated by council. Okay? I just had that added to the agenda because now it's on the agenda. Essentially, this is de minimis in nature. There's no funds being expended by me making a motion to amend the agenda, is there?
Is it a small and trifling matter?
You tell me.
Borough
I mean,
administrator?
you've got it right here. I mean, the people are getting
Yeah,
sick of this stuff.
is this a small and trifling matter, or is this a pretty serious issue?
Pretty serious issue as
Well, then,
far as I'm
all right,
concerned.
George, it says small, de minimis. Small and trifling matter, you can change the agenda.
Borough
You just said it
President.
wasn't.
Yeah.
I would say it's a small and trifling matter because the thing is, a majority of council has to vote whether this even gets amended, Dave, right? So we
Well,
don't even know.
no.
You're jumping to conclusions.
No, I'm not.
Without getting all the facts.
Okay. All right.
Well, here's the
I'm
problem
telling
too,
you-
Dave.
Well, I mean, no, just a minute now. You can amend the agenda, Brian. You can amend the agenda for 3 reasons, okay? A matter that relates to a real or personal or potential emergency involving a clear or present danger to life or property. If it is a matter that's de minimis in nature, does not involve the expenditure of funds. A matter raised by a resident or taxpayer at a meeting to be considered for purposes of referring it to staff, researching it for inclusion in a later meeting or for the full consideration, where it is de minimis. And it does not involve the expenditure of funds.
It would not involve the expenditure.
Okay, but it's also not de minimis, is it? I mean, that's a pretty, you're
Board President,
changing,
may I?
you're asking.
I can resolve this
remove
quickly.
the Borough administrator, that is not to me de minimis.
If anybody on council would like to.
Yeah.
My attorney is the one that's actually handling that case at the Supreme Court right now, and he has given me his opinion on that, and I can hand it to the board right now. So this is the attorney that's handling that matter at the Supreme Court. He knows the best of anybody right now.
No, we're still in discussion.
There was a second.
So I can hand that, if you could hand that over to,
Give that to the
Mr.
council.
Brown, in the-
there's different copies there
the-
for everybody.
Their comments.
Yeah, but is it a de minimis, my argument is, I don't think it's, he can do whatever you want.
He considers it de minimis.
I don't see it as being de minimis. I see it as being a very serious matter for changing the borough administrator. So, you can do what you want to do. I can just, all I'm doing is trying to point out the law. You don't have to, you don't have to.
Says do whatever you want to do.
Did you hear what my motion was, sir? You saying we're changing the borough manager? Don't put words in my mouth. I asked to have the agenda amended, and I moved to add council may immediately administratively suspend its manager, okay?
You can do that if the matter relates to something that's the, fine. I'd
Well,
rather.
here's the other thing, Dave. I can't get anything on the agenda anyway, right?
Well, I think you have.
No, I got emails here, I can show you.
I thought you wanted to talk about Second Street.
Wasn't this supposed to be on the agenda last month?
Right.
I can only tell you.
Well, we have a motion, a second, and discussion, so. it's-
Any other
it's not
discussion?
Decide, I'm only a one person.
Amend the agenda.
What's that?
To amend the agenda.
Ryan, can you just repeat your amendment, please?
I would like to amend the agenda, and I move to add, council may immediately administratively suspend its manager.
That is only to add it, and then there'd be a roll call and a discussion after.
Right,
Probably.
if we even get
So,
on the agenda. That's,
any further discussion? Roll call.
Koval,
aye.
Williams. Aye. Neely.
Aye.
Jennings.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Watkins. Aye. Preston.
No.
Mr. Cole, you have the floor.
Pardon me?
You have the floor.
You brought it up.
The motion's been,
The motion's been approved to be on the agenda.
okay.
May I speak?
I'm gonna let Deanna speak, go ahead, I have the floor.
I move to hereby place the borough manager on a paid administrative leave for a period of 90 days, effective immediately. By suspending our manager, the council is recalling any and all powers delegated to the borough manager, including all duties performed as secretary, treasurer, right-to-know officer, and zoning officer, as outlined in Chapter 1, Part 1, Borough Manager, Ordinance, Sections 101 through 107.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Speak up, sir. Please.
If the borough manager were dismissed or put on administrative leave right now, the council would need to reconvene, advertise, and try to, unless there's already one on the books, which I don't know, have a substitute come in and do what we need done until we could hire someone.
Again, this is a paid leave for
Why
90
would you be
days.
hiring someone if I'm only being suspended?
Right. You can't hire somebody.
Do we, okay, do we have,
You can put a temp.
who, if you were in a fatal accident, who would come in and do our bills and do your job? Who is that person?
We do have an assistant.
We do
however,
have an assistant?
Can I finish?
Yes, please do.
However, she works 2 other jobs,
Okay.
and that truly is in an emergency only.
Okay.
So that's my thing, so who's gonna like pay the
I
bills and
Yeah,
stuff?
I believe that we could find someone pretty quickly. I know there's a number of people that have actually mentioned they could do that or would be willing. I did speak to someone that has experience and would be available for consultation, not to come in and do work, but for consultation on things that we might need.
There are people available to take the position. Well, take the position of secretary until you guys find a new borough manager. Because you don't have to have a borough manager right away. You can take your time to find somebody that's right for the position, and you can have a secretary come in.
And what would happen is if this were to pass, Mrs. Dillon would receive a letter this evening. And it would explain what immediately means, and it does explain that it will come to a vote after the 90 days. And that's when, according to the ordinance, that's when it would be voted to.
Yeah, this is suspension, not an administrative leave.
Yes.
This isn't termination.
Effective when?
And
Tonight,
You're gonna take the minutes then for the rest of the
Yep,
meeting?
I'm recording them, Dave, and it's not gonna be a log. It's gonna just simply be,
Just discussion, just
I can do it. Yes, I will take care of that. Or I will find someone that's capable of doing that.
We got somebody.
has there been any formal complaints addressed about the employees' work? Spoken with,
Auditors and the like?
oh no, not that, has council redirected her in any way or spoken to, or received any negative complaints?
Mr. President, I just once again want to remind you, the voters choose the representatives,
I understand
okay?
that.
We're their voice.
And you're the president.
I don't know if you watched the podcast,
I'm
but a
just asking
sitting
the other side of the
commissioner
question.
made a very bold statement.
Okay.
That spoke volumes to me, okay? And I've had several people come to me. Am I gonna identify and tell you who they were?
I'm not
No.
gonna ask you to.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
I have made multiple complaints in these meetings. I mean, you heard me complain multiple times about very specific things, correct?
Yeah.
There's a potential that she has even committed perjury against the state by telling the state
Is
that
there
there
something you'd like
was
to add?
two documents and now telling me there's only one
Yeah, the
document.
discussion is at this table.
But
It's not.
you know there's
with,
been complaints.
I think there's a motion.
And there can't be
Motion on the
any
table.
formal complaints because
There's a
so much
motion on
formal
the table.
complaints.
Too many people talking.
Call for order.
All right, enough.
I would offer that, I think, formal complaints, we've been discussing a complaint policy.
Yep.
And I don't believe that most people are comfortable making a complaint in writing.
Because
That's one of the
nothing gets
complaints
done
that-
about it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, so I.
what I'm
would
hearing
say,
as well as fear of retaliation. People are intimidated.
And I've had complaints where one individual has been waiting for a zoning hearing now for over a month, and everything's been done that she's asked to get done, and nothing's there to be done. She's gonna have surgery, so she's gonna be laid up for a while, and she just don't get no answers, and nothing's getting done about it.
Can I ask who that is?
You know who it is, Amy.
I have a hearing scheduled for Martin, is it them?
Yep.
Okay, it's,
But it doesn't matter, she's been on you about this before you even scheduled
I
the hearing.
think her and my conversation would be very different if she were here to speak for herself.
I don't think so.
I do.
I spoke with Mrs. Martin, earlier this week, and she was appreciative of the things that she has been granted, but her complaint was this is taking much too long. It started in February,
And
the
here we are in
process,
August.
and this is August.
But did she tell
Do
you,
things do take time. She was submitting things asked for, but those things should have been asked for at one time. So she could provide it and it could have been moved on. So I think that Mrs. Martin
That's a
certainly.
common.
I called a previous question. We need to go to vote.
There was still discussion.
I know, but this is getting out of control. Need the Robert Rule of Order.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Neely?
Aye.
Schultz?
No.
Cole?
Aye.
Watkins?
Aye.
Jennings?
Aye.
Preston?
No.
Williams?
Do what's best for the community, Joey. That's all I'm saying.
Do what's right.
Aye.
I wouldn't let her back at her computer if I were you.
What's that?
I wouldn't let her back at her computer if I were you.
Please don't tell them what to do. That's what we have a solicitor for.
I am allowed to say whatever I want.
All right, quiet down.
That's enough, folks, please.
Am I allowed to speak on any of this at all? It's not a bad thing, I just have some questions for council.
Council, do you want to hear from Mr.?
No.
It's not bad, it's not an argument, I just
Well,
have some
thank you
questions.
for asking, but the answer's no.
I do.
Not all of council, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, Dave, I do.
Anybody else?
So, I understand that you just, she's on a 90-day, whatever it is now. I have all these grants and all this money and everything that's very important, it's all coming up before you're gonna allow her back. How am I gonna do my projects, how am I gonna finish all this?
Could you be more specific on what project and what
I've got,
grant?
it just, I can be a lot more specific.
Yeah, if you would, please.
Okay, I've got everything that involves your street,
What's the grant?
huh? The grant is on the bathroom system and everything going in the playground down there.
What do you mean on my street? You're putting a bathroom on my street?
No,
Oh, I didn't know, I'm confused.
comfort station. So,
Okay.
I said, I've got that whole process of meetings coming up with people that she needs to be involved in and everything else. So I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this stuff now since you guys did it. You can't,
Why not?
because you know nothing about it. This has been going on for 2 years, this process of getting this whole comfort system and everything put in.
And how long you been here?
Grants aren't difficult.
Huh?
And how long you been here?
For which time?
Well, if you've been here, you should know something about it, so we'll work together.
I think we can get somebody that can do very well with you.
If you've got the knowledge, then I'll
I
be
mean,
there to
I've got
help you.
equipment, I've got equipment grants, I'm gonna.
Let me help you.
You can't. You don't understand.
There will always be some.
Back to the agenda.
I'm sorry, I just said, I mean, because this also concerns me and the street department, because like I said, there's
It
equipment out
is,
there.
concerns a lot of people. We understand that, but the
But,
thing is,
I mean,
we
I have to know-
need to take a stand at this
I
point.
understand that, but that's fine if that's what you want to do, as far as that goes, that's your right. But you gotta understand what position you guys have put me in.
Okay. And,
Thank you, Mr. Olson.
thanks for letting us know, but please, talk to me on TV. We'll try and work something out. We're gonna work with you, okay?
Has been there
Believe me.
51
We need to
years.
have a special meeting, whatever the case may be.
I will later.
Don't sweat over this.
Let's move on, please.
Said the bathrooms are full of fire.
What's that, I'll sign it.
Wow, this shit.
I got rid of hours, so.
A lot later.
People voted on this.
We will, we'll get it right now. Alright, back to the agenda. Mr. Miller, you know the bills. Need a motion on bills. Brett Neely, is there a second for bills?
Second, Bills.
Brian Cole. Bear with me now. Roll call, Joy?
Yes.
And pardon the names. George Jennings. Aye. Brian Cole.
Aye.
David Preston. Aye. Brett Neely. Aye. Yeah. Favor. Bills pass. No. Committees. Dana, you'll be on the fire. Brian, you'll be back up to her. She has the vote for the fire committee.
Oh, so I go to the meeting tomorrow night?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm back
She
up to her.
she carries the vote. That way, if she doesn't go, you can go.
Are you gonna be, but we can't both go?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both can go, but
She
she's
gets
the
vote.
voting
She
member.
gets to, like the head of the fire.
Thanks, Ray, steal my joy. I'll be there.
8 p.m.
All right, you get a free meal, so.
Street, there you go.
There you go.
Street, George, you still? Yeah, I'll be the mod. Well, no, actually, I'll take the top. Yeah, I don't care.
Did the right thing, guys.
You wanna say?
Remain as the chair.
So there'll be no change to the
Good night.
street department? Business report. Statement of cash flow, balance sheet, trial balance, and company snapshots. In our packets, there was an audit from somebody, and I don't recall off the top of my head. I believe it had something to do with a non-uniform pension that everybody can review. That's in there. There's a zoning report for July, right to know report for July, information on the sidewalk loan program, everyone was given one, so the borough offers, and that was something, I don't know, 5-ish years ago.
Yeah.
That we put together to where residents can borrow money from the borough at a low interest rate. I don't recall the rate. That's an option. CDBG sidewalk grant, money that came from the county that we got, I don't know how much, but people are able to put in for that. You do have to provide some personal financials. I did it
I don't know, 3-4 years ago. They redid our sidewalk, took out that ginormous tree in front of my house, and it didn't cost me a cent. So look into that.
Okay, some people I think mentioned it, and I had a question. Does that money come from the borough? Like, we would grant
I
it?
believe it
and-
comes from the county to the borough.
Okay, the borough administers it? And
Yes.
does the borough?
But the county's got to sign off on it too.
Okay.
We had to turn in, I believe, and pardon me, because it's been years, W-2 or tax forms, something, and how long, yes, Ms. Fitzwater.
Is that something that we do online, or do we get papers
No,
from
you
you
have to
guys
get-
and fill out?
You have to get paper, I don't know, I got it from the borough,
Okay.
so when I filled it out.
So my
turned it in.
question is, when you find out where I can get it, can you let me know?
I will see what I can do.
Thanks, Mike.
And does the borough do the work, or does the?
No, it was, no, it all got bid out,
Oh,
the Granville guys for the tree, George, what's their name?
Oh, Franklin Tree Service.
Franklin Trees came in and cut down the tree and took most of it away. I don't remember who did the concrete, so.
Like
But it was-
WP Mason
Oh,
area.
okay.
It was bid
It
out.
was
so
a
the
bunch.
homeowner doesn't have to?
No,
worry
I didn't have to worry about
it.
anything.
right.
That's great, thank you.
Backup generator grant, there is a quote in here from somebody, Schoonovers. I'm gonna go with, I don't know if we need a motion on this, so let's just do the safe thing and approve, well, vote on it. Let me find it first.
Hey, Mike.
Hold on just a second, Ray, please. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, this started, 2 years ago? What happened with the last quote they had in? Schoonovers did the quote before, and I thought that got approved, and
Well, it did, and I
They
think,
got approved to go to the grant,
To the grant.
people, for them to say, hey, yeah, you can have this money. So Schoonovers put in a grant, or a bid for the LSA grant for the generator at the fire station. And the bid is $64,450. I do believe it's about $3,000 to $4,000 over.
It's closer to 1,200,
Or, well,
maybe less than $1,500.
it is over, so we're gonna have to find money elsewhere, to finish that. And I don't have a good answer for that right now either. So, but I would need a motion to approve the
I'll make a
bid from
motion.
Schoonovers.
I'll make a motion, we accept this bid from Schoonovers Plumbing and Heating at $64,450 for the generator, backup generator system for the firehouse.
Any discussion?
The only question I have is, that I just want to make sure, if it's over a certain amount, we put it out for bid, and this is the only bid we've received?
Correct, the only one.
Okay, so that's fine, thank you.
Mr. Brand, where can we, do you know what other money we can use to offset that?
Some of the fire fund, I believe.
I don't know. Unless, I mean, I don't think that's an active team issue. We can look at that and see.
Have a-
Whether it's the fire fund or not, I don't know. But that would be the other one.
Budget in it for next year.
I think we'll
We
get
don't
on
have
that.
any budget figures for 3 months.
What do you guys wanna do about that extra? That we're gonna owe?
We'll just have to see where we can get it from.
Figure it out. Okay.
Maybe we can talk to our commissioners too, maybe there's, I don't know if that's to be available for funding, but they say before they have money available, and in a situation like this, maybe they would come through and help us. I'm not gonna say they would, but it would be worth an inquiry.
Any other discussion?
That'll disappear.
We're gonna do this a little different. Anyone opposed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No nays, the ayes have it. Resolution 2024-8, Canton Borough Public Complaint Procedures. That was on last month, I believe. I know I wasn't here.
Yes, it
Was
was.
there any discussion about it?
Don't believe we were in favor of it.
Would you have done?
Was there a vote though, or?
No.
If there wasn't a vote, then
No.
The thing I,
tell if they're in favor of it or not. So, go ahead, Brian.
the thing I see, I agree, first and foremost, we should have a policy and procedure in place. I have looked at some other things online, and this resolution, to me, it starts well, but then it's almost like when we get to the first level, second level, and that type of stuff, it's more policy directed, in my opinion. I do have a sample, I didn't make a copy of it, but the citizen complaint policy,
If you've got a sample and you're not gonna give it to us all, Brian, I can't. I've asked you, I don't know how many times to bring this stuff.
can I use the
Give it to
copy
us.
machine?
To give it to all of us. No.
No. So
Yeah,
anyway,
give
what
it
I'd
all
like
of
to
us
see in a policy is,
For the next meeting, so we can all look at the same paper, please.
yeah, what I'd like to see in a policy though is guidelines for how this would be laid out rather than the policy. Because I do believe Solicitor Brand said we were gonna have a committee meeting, or were you here for that, Mike, or no?
I said you
I don't
could
recall.
have
I don't
you could
recall.
have.
So.
Did you read the minutes, sir? Mr. Brand?
Right. Let's table this till next month. Please, if you have other documents or modifications.
Okay.
Get them
Just
to
for the
everybody.
record though, I wanna say Solicitor Brand suggested having a committee meeting, develop a policy. From the policy, a complaint form can be crafted. That's in the minutes, okay? That's in the official record. Well, thank you.
Stand by that.
I just think we should do what we say and say what we do. If we said we're gonna have a meeting, we could come to this meeting and show a draft, and we wouldn't have to ask Mr. Vogel for copies of it. That's all I'm getting.
He doesn't set committees or hearings.
No, but I mean,
And I
George
wasn't here.
even said we would have,
It's my fault. All right,
so,
my fault.
but you weren't here. I'm just asking people.
So why are you yelling at me?
I'm not
Yell at me, will ya?
I just want people to say
When I wasn't here
this,
to do
keep it
anything about
simple,
it.
KISS, keep it simple.
Right?
Do what you say what you do.
All right.
Okay? You said we're having a committee meeting, have the committee meeting.
I'd like to
Website
make,
of social
I'd like to make
media.
a motion to adjourn. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Why, we're not done?
We're not getting anything done either. That's my motion. You second it or not?
Is there a second? No second.
Okay.
Website, social media. Last year, I'd asked about the website and having stuff put on it. Council eventually decided to terminate the contract, or whatever you want to call it, that we had, because we weren't using the site, so I spend the money. So I do think there should be a policy on a website. Mr. Neely, I will leave this up to you. I don't know if we can make it happen. I know there is a cool one that was deactivated, taken down. Do you want that?
That was the website, I think.
It's a Facebook
Just a
page, I know.
Facebook page, and we had to get a social media policy in place.
Right, and we don't have one of those either.
No.
So,
That's gotta get tabled.
so anybody that can find a social media / website policy, ordinance from anybody
have
else.
one.
I was gonna say, we have one in
We
the
have,
bring it in.
we have one of our, at our station.
And get it to everybody so we can review it. Keep in mind, there's nobody to send updates. So whoever gets it, make phone calls, make copies, snail mail, email, I don't know what else, fax maybe. But get it out to everybody else so we can start something for next month.
You brought up a good point, Mike. I'm not gonna say, but personally, I know, could we share our preferred contact method? Like, I don't know everyone's cell phone number, I don't need to. If you would prefer I email you, if
So-
each person could share some type of.
You have to be careful about discussions with the entire group, because then that gets into violations of the sunshine law.
Oh, so
Where
you can't get.
I'm not saying you can't, you cannot get into a
Okay.
big discussion about it, to where somebody expresses how they feel about something, you can disseminate stuff, but do not
Yeah.
get into any discussion. Because then that'll
Yeah,
come
I
in
just
time.
don't know how to contact anybody.
I'm just letting you know. So
Okay.
after the meeting's over, and people want to hand out their stuff to each other, so be it. I'm not.
I see what you're saying, don't get into.
Do not get into a discussion.
I see what you're saying. All right, then I don't want no one's number. I don't want to get on that.
I'm not saying that.
No, that's fine.
Don't get into a discussion about it.
If you see something from
So-
BK, you know it's me.
Get social media website policy information. There was in talks about a local IT guy doing the website. They don't have the numbers. I want to say it was under 1,500 for the year. That's just a rough ballpark. I really don't remember what it was at all. Any other discussion on the website, social media?
I had previously just suggested, but I don't know if you were here. There is course vector, and since we are a Pennsylvania State Association of Borough participant, we would get a 20% discount. If we went with a simple page, we might be able to get something. And I didn't go out and get a quote because I didn't know if council would want that, but it may be around $750.
Bring it back.
If council would be all right that I reach out and just see. But thing is, I'll mail everyone a letter and let them know that where they can look at this website, that they do it for Blossboro, they do it for.
You have the website now? You know what it is? What's the name of it?
I don't have the paperwork with me tonight, but there's a lot of them around, so please take the opportunity to look at that and educate yourself a little bit, and I'll bring something hopefully the next week, if that's fair. Thank you.
GPS units, we had talked 2 months ago about purchase to put in all borough vehicles. I don't have any other information on that. So we're gonna have to table that as well, unless you have anything else.
Nope. There's a street is in town.
Ordinance number 2024-1, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, amending the police pension plan pursuant to Act 51 of 2009, amending the pre-retirement survivor benefit. There is a copy in there.
Right there, yeah.
So I would need a motion on that.
So moved. Second.
Hold on a second, please.
This isn't
Preston, hold on a second. George, did you second?
Yes,
that?
I did.
George Jennings, so second. Discussions.
So the provisions of ordinance are severable, but it looks like the borough did not fully comply since 2009. Is that correct?
I don't have an answer to that.
Yes, and the auditor just found it the first time. They do it every 4 years, they do an audit, and they found it in this most recent audit, that the law had been changed and our policy had not been changed. The auditor missed it 3 times, they caught it this last time.
Our borough manager never caught it?
The auditors missed it, and they're specializing in it, so I'm not gonna blame her for that.
No, I'm just saying, though, that a lot of times PSAB, it was a simple question, was a yes or no.
I don't know that it's her.
No, that's fine.
It was
So it's
caught by
not,
the
we don't
auditor.
really have an option here. We have to take this.
We have to make a vote on it. I'm not gonna tell you how you have to vote.
No, I didn't know if this was something,
It was discovered in the last audit they had last year.
Correct.
okay. No, what audit was this, Dave?
It was the pension, or the police pension audit that we do every
I
4
thought
years.
they said we would do them every 5 years.
That one, I was told today it was done every 4 years. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
5 years now, the pension audit, every 4 years. And we just caught this last audit.
Well, that's good to know. We ain't getting penalized, are we?
Wait for the other.
Yes.
So any other discussion on ordinance number 2024-1?
Yep.
So. And to do the same as the last one, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. No nays, so the ayes have it. All right, so this is gonna be tough. We have to have some committee meetings to get our budget set. So we can pass the budget before the first of the year, hopefully. So committee heads. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. Get your meetings set, communicate with each other. Please let me know when they are. If you have any ideas of dates or times now, let me know.
We need to advertise, so.
Yes.
Wants to, I'd be happy to do that, if that's the case.
Get her done.
President Schultz, the only question I have, when you say committee heads, George, are you still heading this week? Okay, I just want to make sure because I might have missed that. I'm sorry.
Please get those held before the September meeting so we can get those on there. Police, street, not so much fire because Miller should be getting stuff to us from them.
You'll have it
Brett.
tonight.
What's that?
I'll bring it up tonight. You'll have it tomorrow pending board approval.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's it. Also on this, and never mind. Remember kind of on the agenda. I'll get it on for next one. Chief Seeley, are you still here?
Yeah.
Police report?
Council has their police, the copy of the police report.
Homecoming parade, October 4th. Okay. Hold on a second. And Halloween parade, October 26th. Go ahead, Mr. Cole.
Mr. Mayor or Chief Seeley, could you give council an update on the status of that part-time officer we were hiring
Oh, thank
a
you.
couple months ago?
Mr. Brown.
Yep.
I didn't know where we're at with that.
Paperwork was submitted to MOPEC, and we're just waiting for that to come back.
There was some movement on it. We don't know all the extent of it.
There was somewhat.
There was some movement on it. I don't know all the extent of it or how we're gonna get that information
I
out
think I
either.
heard it first say that they find MOPAC finally did their part, and now it's up to the candidates have some paperwork he has to submit at this point.
Okay.
That was as of yesterday. But I don't know the details either. because
Right.
I did ask that question
So-
yesterday. I was in.
Okay. Well, thank you for
Whereas
sharing. Appreciate
the,
it.
immediate suspension took place, there may be times where I don't know how else we're gonna get information like this that we need. So, I don't know. Street department. Oh, I'm sorry, ordinance, the motor vehicles is tabled to committee. So when the police committee has theirs, please review the motor vehicle ordinance. Sorry, Mr. Wilson, street department.
Counselor, have the report in front of them. Nothing to add or change.
Anything with the skid steer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
what's that, Dave?
I said I can't answer any of it.
Okay. The skid steer.
No, I can't answer any of it because I don't know.
Did you get any pricing back from anybody or anything like that,
It
or?
hasn't even, it was supposed to apparently go out for bid or whatever that had to do with after tonight's meeting, after the committee approved, the council approved it. So,
All right, we'll get through this.
I don't think there's anything. Street department. Yeah, nothing. Mr. Neely, recreation.
Not much on the updates of the grant. Like he said, he's working on the comfort station. I know I'm supposed to set up a meeting with Amy over the next couple of weeks to review the pool. We got the engineering bids in and all that. I haven't seen any of them. She has it. We have a scheduled meeting to go over that stuff, so.
Code enforcement, is Mr. Rob here? Or no?
No. You got your report in front of you. Other than that, that's all I know. He hasn't really talked to me much. So.
Chief Miller? Oh, sorry, we're done, George.
Yes,
Have the fence waiver.
Oh, thank you. I am not gonna read the entirety of this guy's request, because I don't think some of it should be read to the public.
I asked a couple questions, from what I learned this evening
Yeah,
from my client bills.
What did I do with it? Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Rustin.
It's a waiver to increase the height of the fence from 36 inches to 48 inches.
Yep.
And it was recommended by our code enforcement guy. So they don't think there doesn't seem to be any impairment of vision for traffic at all. Neighbors don't mind. There have been no complaints. It's because he has special needs children and he's gone quite a bit, so it's better to have an extra foot of fence on one side of it.
is not a corner lot.
Correct. But apparently
Actually,
it's along the street. And it
That's
won't-
my waiver.
Okay. You
Go ahead,
tell us.
speak.
then.
Yeah, no, sorry.
So the only, my name's Jared Maurer. As everybody would, I bought Bill Bardo's house about 3 years ago. It's not, still not my house yet, but, I have two, I have a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old. They both have autism. I'm a police officer down in Maryland, so sometimes I'm gone anywhere from 4 to 11 days. In the last 2 weeks, we fished 2 kids out of water. We fished 2 kids out of ponds. One unfortunately was deceased. We had another one that absconded and eloped. The fence at that height, 4 feet for everybody else might not be a big issue, but they're still little, and while we're still doing ABA therapy, it's keeping them in the yard. With me being gone, I do have another 2-year-old, and she's running all over the place. I'm just kindly asking if I could get that extra foot. It at least gives my wife some extra time to keep an eye on them while I'm there.
And was I correct that you talked to the code guy and?
I did talk to Mr. Alvin.
It was actually his idea for you to bring this here, correct?
Well, not really. I got the zoning ordinance and I got the permit for the initial fence, and then when I read the zoning, the ordinance, I did see it as 36 inches on the street facing. On Tioga Street though, coming, North Minnequa is right there. There's no stop sign there. So the only stop sign would actually be on Tioga Street. So as it comes to the T, like there's no cross traffic. You have to stop there anyway, but my fence is one complete lot back. So there would be no, and I actually built it in such a way, with the materials, it's practically see-through.
That was
So,
my next question.
yeah, so I used the PVC coated wire, and it's black, so you can basically see through it. So that's the other thing. But there should be no impediment to other drivers in.
Where is your mailbox located?
It's on my front porch. I did talk to the postal carrier today. I'm gonna move it to the, my wife wants a pretty gate, so put it on the front of the gate, so. And
He's
then,
done
whatever.
a nice job on it. I've been up by it. He's done a really nice job.
I'll make a motion, we accept the variance in the height difference.
I'll second.
For discussion, do we need to make any, if the property changes hands again, do we have to change that, or does it just go with the property owner?
I would say
Does
just
that
go with the
matter?
property owner, but then, like, I think that's what we did one on Main Street.
That's what I think. So if he sells it, then the
So-
next guy
So
might
if he
have to
sells
take
it,
it
over it, you wanna work up here as a police officer?
I'm not trying to be rude, you can't pay me enough. So.
Which is the answer we get from everyone.
We may be looking for a police chief here soon,
It's the only reason I do what I do is staying on there, is just the copious amounts of overtime I'm getting right now. So it's actually absurd, so. But, so it, was that?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
We haven't voted on it yet.
We haven't voted yet.
Oh,
but
okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for your service,
Thank
sir. Stay safe. Oh, Chief Miller, fire department.
38 calls for the month of July. Bingo will start back up September 11th. I got with Dave on the hydrant markers. I think you got enough to do them all, so if not,
Which one are you doing?
well, he's doing all the ones on Main and Troy, and then the first hydrant in on each street, but we think there's enough to do them all because he's got a lot. So you got that. It's been a busy month already this month. We're up to 24 calls and it's only 12 days in. Pending board approval tomorrow night. There is a slight increase for next year, about $1,900 for the borough. Pending board approval, Deanna will have the contract tomorrow night. So you guys will have plenty of time. The only thing we owe you guys will be, once our fire year closes out, will be the trial balance sheet.
Was our memorandum of understanding ever signed by you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a signed copy of it that you could get?
back to the units department?
That got signed and sent to Amy. I don't know if Jody kept a copy.
Okay.
But the only thing, the audit will be every other year, so.
Memorandum of
Expectations.
expectations. Sorry, to get more stuff. Anything else, chief?
No.
I think that was September. Up 1900, is that what you thought it would be?
It's like 1934.
Divided by 4.
So keep in mind, for the budget, we still owe some for this last year, plus this one. So unfortunately, there's probably
Plus the generator.
going to be a tax increase. But just probably, for you guys, I'm not blaming it on you, just shit's going up, we gotta get it taken care of, excuse my language. So, anything else, chief?
No, sir.
Mr. Neely, emergency manager.
I haven't got the new planned power outage yet with Penlet. We were supposed to do it last Thursday, it wasn't done. The rest of the report's in there. One exercise. For the county.
Mr. Brand.
I don't have a report, just the ordinance that we were talking about that amends the code of ordinances amending the police pension plan.
Yes.
That, the vote was to advertise it, is that right?
I don't think. Back up, hold on.
I wasn't sure, I wasn't sure if I missed it, and I want to make sure that we gotta advertise the ordinance.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. All right, so back to number 7, letter J, ordinance number 2024-1, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances, amending the police pension plan. So we have to advertise that, thank you. So we'll go through this whole thing over again. I need a motion to advertise.
I'll second.
Brian Koval, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. So that's gotta be given to the newspaper somehow, somewhere.
She's right here.
Well, the thing is, it's gotta be advertised in the newspaper of general circulation. I'm not saying we can't advertise in the Canton paper as well, but the thing is, a daily review is a daily paper, okay?
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, it's not anymore?
No. You get it about 4 or 5 days a week.
Monday, Wednesday,
No,
okay,
Monday.
Friday, Sunday?
No, Monday you don't get.
Let me redirect that to the
Sunday you
solicitor.
don't. Yeah, it's
Would it be,
Tuesday through
The
Saturday.
paper goes 6 days a week.
Hold on. What's that, Matt?
I'm Matt Jennings, I work for the Daily Review. The paper runs 6 days a week. There's 5 print editions. The Monday edition's always digital. You can run ads in it if you want. There's no important news in it. If you don't get your newspaper 5 days a week, then that's a distribution issue, not a print thing. The paper prints 5 days a week.
Okay.
Tuesday through Saturday.
My apologies.
Yeah.
I thought it was just down to a couple of days.
No, just trying to clarify.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
I think our solicitor would probably be the better option. I just wanted to make that point that I thought the ordinance said, the code, that we have to advertise in a paper of general
Yep,
circulation.
and the Sentinel
It's always
is
been
general
Canton,
circulation.
yes, it is.
It would qualify as that?
Yes, it's
Yes.
also-
Then I make a motion to advertise it in Canton.
So you'd have to amend it, because we're still trying to get this passed. Right?
To advertise?
Yes. No, so we didn't. So, yeah, it
Already
is,
amended.
because
You just need
it's,
to advertise.
Okay. See, I was confused on that, so I learned
Sorry.
something. Thank you.
so we would have to, and I don't know how we're gonna pay anybody right now, so.
He usually
I guess-
bills.
I guess send us a bill.
Yeah.
We'll
he
get it
always
figured
bills.
out.
Yeah.
You had to do something, 2024-1.
More than one sign.
Yep. Do
you guys want it in the Canton paper?
Yes.
Mrs. Lambert? Sherry?
No offense, man.
No, I don't care, man.
Would you advertise that for the council?
Sure.
I don't know how much of that needs to be in there, or just that we're gonna be voting.
Joe probably know.
I know sometimes they get kind of shrunk down and some stuff taken out, and if they want to see it, they can stop here and ask for a copy.
The door will be open.
No, not
She's
yet.
on the paper,
So,
administrative leave, she can still sign checks.
anything else?
No.
So, Mayor,
No, good, thanks.
Junior Council,
Nothing, bro.
bunch of general information stuff. Support all those people. School will be back in session August 26th. Just watch out for those guys running around, being late for school, not hurry.
School buses?
School buses. So, our next meeting is September 9th, here at 7 o'clock. Yeah, sorry. So, somebody's got to do an agenda. I will try my best to get stuff on there, so I guess if you have anything, send it to me, and I will get an agenda made up. I understand your guys' concerns. I would have liked to seen some corrective action done, but that's up to us all, and council made the decision, and now I have a letter here for Mr. Neely to read. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it? July 2024, Dear Canton Borough residents, it is with deep regret that I must resign from my position as Borough Councilman. This decision saddens me deeply, and I feel as though I'm letting down those who voted for me. Over the past 2 years, I've had the honor of serving our community and working towards making Canton a better place for us all. However, due to other professional obligations, I find myself unable to continue fulfilling the responsibility of this role to the best of my abilities. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to my fellow council members, the dedicated borough staff, and most importantly, the residents of Canton. Your support and trust have meant the world to me, and I am proud of what we have accomplished together. While I am stepping down from my official duties, please know that I will continue to be an active and engaged member of our community. I am confident that the remaining council members will continue to work diligently to serve the best interests of Canton. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I am truly grateful for the experiences and relationships I have built during my time as Borough Councilman. Sincerely, Brett D. Neely and his son.
Brett.
Are you still going to stay on EMA?
Well,
I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion, we accept Brett's letter with deeply, deeply regret.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll vote no, if you have to stay. We vote no, if you have to stay.
I mean, he doesn't have to show up again, but he's still a member then. So any other discussion? So this one I will do a roll call. That way we make sure we get a good vote. And Brett, I guess you'd have to abstain. That's fine, right, David?
No financial gain.
Actually, does he have to abstain?
Yes.
Yes. So Mayor, if there is a tie, you'll have to vote. Any other discussion? Joe Williams?
With regret, yes.
George Jennings?
With regret, unfortunately, yes.
Brian Coble?
Aye.
David Preston?
Aye.
And I for myself as well. Brett, thanks for everything. Oh.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, Deanna.
With regret.
So can we appoint somebody tonight, or do we have to wait till next month? How's that work, David?
Well,
You can, I guess somebody can, at any point do that.
My preference is to announce it and have everybody come in like we've done in the past.
Okay.
So it gives everybody, but it's up to.
What's the rest of the council
1, 2,
think?
3, 4. It's up to the 6 of us, maybe the mayor. So if you guys wanna have it posted, in the paper, and we can do it like we have, to have people come in.
I think we ought to
speak
find
their
out who's
piece.
interested.
But it basically, it just says, if any vacancy occurs, just real quick, any vacancy occurs in the office of the mayor or the member of council, council shall fill that vacancy within 30 days by appointing by resolution a registered elector of the borough, or the ward in the case of the ward officers, not the case here, to hold the office if the term continues that long until the first month of January after the first municipal election. So, we're gonna do it within 30 days.
Yeah, so our next meeting is within 30 days, because today's the 12th, and our next one is on the 9th.
Can I just say something?
So I think Mr. Cole.
We did the fishbowl thing before, and I'm not sure which one of you fellows was drawn first. I think David and then Deanna was third. Pete was last, correct? But there's 3 guys sitting right here.
There's actually 4.
4?
Yes, Mac.
Oh, and Mac?
Yep. Mac's
So-
interested,
We got a lot on our plate. I'm just saying, there's people here that have shown interest. They're willing to do it. It's a thankless job, everyone knows, but the thing is, we need another voice at the table. And if council as a whole would agree to nominate one of these individuals, and then we go to vote, whether they got accepted or not. If we can't agree to choose a new council member tonight, if you will, then we'll advertise. But the opportunity's in front of us. We've got to learn to work together, and this is a good place to start right here and now.
So I do think that probably the agenda would have to be modified again, and then I can go through all that.
Seems like there might be other people interested too besides.
And then we have to pay to advertise again?
We have to pay it, well.
We'll be spending funds?
Yep.
Right. And then we got to try and make
And
sure everyone can be
letting people
available.
that you represent decide whether they're interested or not.
We don't have to make sure they're
Well,
available.
I
Our public
did, and
meeting
I
there
think
when they
Mike
are.
can speak well of that. You were appointed without advertising, correct?
I don't believe so. I don't know if it was advertised or not, but I know somebody had resigned and I
Yeah.
put my name in. I don't know if it was advertised because.
Right, that's what I'm getting at, because I asked about that, because I remember that.
But I know there was other people.
I
here.
had write-in votes and stuff, and I asked, and she said no, that it went. Yeah, if you can't, I would like to know whether it was advertised. Yeah, I can't say whether it was or not advertised, but I know that was a situation where you were next man in line and.
But the rest of the council voted on that.
Right, that's what we want
I
to
don't
do,
know,
right?
I don't know if it was advertised or not. Can't answer it.
So, are you saying council can or can't nominate someone?
They can if they don't want to. We're gonna have to modify the agenda.
You gotta
and-
modify the agenda again. And I don't wanna be here for all that.
No, so it's just,
I think the
make a
best-
motion to amend the agenda and, allow council to potentially select a new council member to fill Mr. Neely's seat.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Any discussion?
If someone would like to make the motion, not,
You already here?
oh,
Just
but I
ask if
didn't
there's any
nominate
discussion.
nobody.
Not yet.
Oh.
Any discussion on changing the agenda?
I'm not ready to vote on somebody tonight. Or kind of, it's not ready.
Okay, that's fair.
Roll call. Joy Williams.
So what are we doing now?
To amend the agenda
Agenda to put
think about
somebody
it.
in the seat tonight.
No.
George Jones.
Nah, we need to.
Yeah.
Brian Cole.
Sorry, Brian.
No.
Dave Preston.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're still hot.
And I am no as well.
Is Brett still on till the end of the meeting?
Basically, until we walk, until we
adjourn, I think.
Until we adjourn, yes.
I may reread because I thought I seen.
Motion to adjourn.
They didn't say immediately, so I'm sorry.
Are we gonna,
You guys put a lot on my plate, so.
we gonna put a deadline on a time that they have to be either emailed to you or emailed to somebody? So,
Yeah, probably the week prior.
Have to get it advertised.
I said earlier, but I want to say again that I know somebody that is interested in doing secretarial work
Yeah.
temporarily.
So we're gonna have to have a special meeting to hopefully take care of that beforehand. So we do need to amend the agenda to advertise for temporary help. So I make a motion to amend the agenda, advertise for temporary help. We're gonna have to set a pay wage and all this other stuff. Get them vetted, cleared and whatnot. Is there a second?
And it's only for 90 days at this point, correct?
depends on what happens in the 90 days, that's the next.
But I mean, right now,
Right,
we're hired for 90
days, correct, yes.
I second mine.
Okay, now we.
Any discussion?
Can we reach out to the individual Amy said that was, but she's not sure whether she still wants to do it. I don't know who that individual is, but.
I know what she looks like, but I don't know her name.
Does this still on?
But she works at 2 townships, so.
Yeah, but it's only part-time, so.
Again,
And I'm
I'm
sure
just
she's already
making a
probably,
suggestion,
she's probably
asking
already
a
called and
question.
told her don't
If
do
we
it.
can ask Lana first.
Does anybody here at the table have her number?
I have it from a couple of years ago. If it's still the same, I have it.
Should be.
By phone.
Who wants to make that phone call?
I'll make the phone calls.
So do we wanna hold off on the advertising?
I'll
And just reach out to-
I'll try her tomorrow and I'll let you know tomorrow night.
Yeah,
If she
just
says no, and I hear that, then I will call for a meeting, to advertise, unless you guys just wanna go through with that now and have 2 stones in the bullet.
Much well.
Yeah, we could do that. That's
Get it over and done with.
So temporary help, how many hours a week? Do we want?
We have to be flexible, with their schedule as well. I mean, we have.
Well, how many do we wanna allow?
I would say no more than probably 32.
Next 3 months of your budget season, you're gonna have somebody pretty busy.
Especially during budget season.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if she did 40 hours, I mean, as long as she did, did it and, stayed here and did her stuff.
Say up to.
Up to 40 hours, correct.
And pay rate?
There's no way, I don't have the list of what our rates are. I don't. It's in one of those files over there, I don't know what they are.
Should be right here.
But somebody who's worked for 22 years, I don't know what somebody's coming in.
Again, the thing is, at this point in time, you gotta keep in mind, it's not gonna be a borough manager.
Yeah.
We need someone to come in and be our secretary, okay?
So, the
So,
mayor just brought up a good point, we can just put, pay to be determined by experience, based on experience.
yeah,
So leave it
That way you're
open.
not putting a hard number out there. and then-
right,
Thank you, Mayor.
right.
So,
She's very experienced. She did stuff for us in Leroy Township.
Yeah, Lana's very good.
Yep, she'll do a good job.
So,
She accepts it.
The nice thing, maybe George too, is like see what the townships want to share that.
So I'll modify the advertisement to read, temporary, secretary.
Is a motion?
Huh?
Is a motion?
Yes. Temporary secretary manager.
Temporary administrative assistant.
Yeah.
The manager part pays the bills.
But the,
But I don't.
we can't really hire a manager.
I don't think she needs to be I mean, I think secretary administrator is fine.
To serve as secretary, treasurer,
Yeah.
the basic I wouldn't, be trying to hire a borough manager because Amy's
She
not
used to be,
terminated.
before she got the manager position, she had treasurer in there.
Currently, she was treasurer, manager, secretary, another secretary.
Right to know officer,
and right to
zoning
know
officer.
Exactly.
But the treasurer or secretary can do the bills.
But, we need someone who can do administrative tasks. And
For
just
the
keep,
secretary treasurer, pay will be determined based on experience.
Correct.
and, not to interrupt, but Deanna does have someone that, if they don't have as much experience, can consult with potentially. So we'll have to get that information shared, but if we have a special meeting, we can get more into that.
Deadline for
I would say
applications to be
by-
submitted.
I would say by next council meeting. Or when we have our special meeting.
We're gonna have to do something pretty quick, 'cause you got payroll and everybody
Yeah,
else.
before we do our special, so when we have our special meeting, we can determine that.
Today's the 12th, 2 weeks would be the 26th.
So she said she
When's your
wants
next
to do
pay
it to
period
see
date?
how fast we can.
When do you get paid next? 2 weeks? Did you
Well,
get paid this
2
week?
weeks from this Thursday.
You get paid this week?
You're gonna say you do
Yeah, and
something.
she's on paid administrative leave, so she can technically do the checks, can't she?
Not the way the letter that I wrote.
Not the letter, not the letter.
No, man never.
Can't come
We
back
should
on
have
the
we
computer.
should have keys and everything at her desk, but.
Do we have passwords?
So application deadline, so nothing will probably go out if we use the Canton until Wednesday?
We can still get it in this week,
Okay.
so
So let's
it's
go with the
coming out
20.
Thursday.
Can I?
Who's it to write the ad?
Front page, right?
Huh?
Front page,
Deadline
bold letter.
of the 29th, and then we'll probably have a special meeting.
Who gets to write the ad? You get it to them.
Well, that's, I'm trying to dictate that now. That way we don't have to. So if the deadline's the 29th, we meet again on the 9th. That's another week and a half. When do you guys want to hold interviews?
Anytime. I mean,
Just want to go the 2nd then, September 2nd, it's the first Monday. We'll do interviews and then potentially come back a week later and have an answer.
Yep.
Or. Okay.
Now, all that will not be needed, right, if she accepts, Lana?
If Lana just accepts, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, hopefully she does, that'll be a lot less burden for y'all.
Oh, thank you. So I'm September 3rd, because the 2nd's Labor Day,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Deadline the 29th, interviews will be September 3rd, if we need. Everybody good for this time, 7 o'clock? Or, like, I know we all have jobs. So is somebody gonna take a day off?
When is it?
That's work. Interviews September 3rd, we just need a time.
I would say anytime after 5.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Go ahead. We'll do it.
September 3rd, starting at 1700.
Yep. So I get in town by 20 after, so I'm good.
So, and
Tuesday.
so George, if she says yes, can you call Canton and let them know?
Yes,
That
I
way.
will.
So everybody in favor of that? Sorry.
September 3rd, what? 5 o'clock?
1700, 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock
So
somewhere.
if Lana accepts, we won't need that. If not, everybody good with that? To advertise 40 hours a week, wage to be determined by experience. Deadline, August 29th, interviews, September 3rd, starting at 1700. Anyone there?
After Labor Day, right?
Yes.
Day after. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Okay.
I just want to share with council as a
Hold on a
whole.
second, please. All right, Mr. Cole, go ahead.
I don't know the exact dates, but I will tell you this. My boss told me I won't be at the next meeting. We're going on vacation. So I can phone in if that's allowed, I believe.
Yes.
I
You
get
will
it.
not count for quorum in the building. You can vote, and if we have to go into executive session for anything, the call will be muted because we don't know who's on the other end.
Right, exactly. And as far as I go, I mean, there's a preferred contact method. It's, phone here or whatever. You want to call someone speaker, phone, and they put on.
I used to do Amy would set up the computer for me, because I used to have to work out of town.
Zoom or the.
Zoom, have Zoom call in, and then I could see all you guys and I could talk.
Yeah.
So I have an app on my phone.
We're not gonna be able to do that.
Okay.
Okay. But I just want to give you a heads up. If I can't be available for something, I want to let you know now. I can't remember the exact
Yeah, I
date.
thought you weren't.
Yeah, so I apologize. But Dave did want to say something as well.
I have a question for council real quick. So, I don't know how to even say this. This office that I'm standing in here right now, I think it's gonna have to be locked down until we have a person that is gonna take into position and everything. So, I mean, I can't let anyone basically in here because of the documents, the paperwork and everything that's inside this office. So, I don't know anything about keys or anything else. I just know I have to lock it down tight.
Yeah.
And it's gotta stand until, council makes a decision on what they're gonna do next.
Exactly.
Could council, as a side thing, could council designate a council member to be able to come in and take care of anything that may need to be taken care of that they can do?
I don't think
I don't think so.
That's very special. The nice thing is you do have surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
They're in here.
Pardon me?
Well, the only
Monitors
is,
in here.
I mean, the only is, she's gonna be able to view it from home. There you go again.
Do what from home?
What?
Do what from home?
The cameras.
Phone.
On her laptop, her Doug's laptop.
And on her phone?
Yep. That should not be allowed.
I think we've covered everything.
Oh, we can disconnect it, that's not a problem.
You can't, because I need these cameras. This whole network's part of me too.
So we just can't shut down the office?
I think
computer
it's a security issue then if you do turn the cameras on.
And Doug's, all his stuff.
Yeah, it covers the police department.
Yeah. The computer tech should come in and change the password immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
Should we make a motion to get Mr. Boggs in here?
I don't understand why you want Mr. Boggs in here. I guess I'm confused.
If
she's only on a 90-day and she's coming back, why would you have all the passwords changed and everything taken out?
But who says she's gonna come back at the end of the 90 days?
That's a good point, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
So she's looking at security cameras. What's she doing wrong by looking at security cameras? She's not watching us.
But she can't, she should not be looking at anything or doing.
If that's the case, I mean, I kind of believe, you can give a person enough rope to do two things. They can pull themselves out or they can hang themselves.
Right.
I don't think it's worth getting other people involved.
Yeah.
To cancel
I
that.
agree. The thing is, Dave, why we need passwords,
Chief
just like
Sealy
you said,
still
how we do
should
the
have
payroll if
access
someone
to
was, we couldn't do that though, see?
You should not have access to this office.
If Lon or someone, we need to be able to get
Well,
into the computer
but
to
he
do the
can't, he can watch
payroll.
video from home.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that is something.
And she's gonna
I
sit
know
right
nothing
there
about
beside her
first of all
watching.
and everything. So I don't know how this is gonna work.
Anything else for the good of the order?
I don't care what you say, Dean.
We've got a lot of walk for it, there's a lot, but I'm thinking we should do it.
Wish whoever's gonna get this good luck, because this is budget time and everything, this is crucial. Everybody says,
I got mine signed right here.
Just everybody sign the same one.
Sign one.
Oh, just on one? Here, sign that one.
And then we'll keep a copy.
Who's saying this?
That
Me.
way everything should
Chocolate.
be.
Sure, chocolate.
Of yourself.
Mickey Mouse.
I I would,
Please pass it.
yeah, we need.
Give me your autograph, it's gonna be worth money.
Not his.
No.
He's junior, dude.
Oh,
You can't.
Mr. Young.
I don't.
No,
Of course, Dave won't sign it.
You voted on it,
Jennifer voted.
oh,
So it was earlier in the meeting.
did you abstain?
I voted no.
Oh.
Mike, may I say something?
One moment, Peter, please. And then, David, do you wanna take care of that?
Should be sent to her. Her hand delivered, well, yeah.
Anybody can send it to her, I suppose.
It should be delivered this evening.
Oh, so who do you guys want her to communicate with to get her stuff done? To the extent that you require any personal effects during this period or administratively, please communicate with blank to arrange for the return of these items.
Designated man.
He hasn't looked easy to get in.
No.
You can take her the letter.
You can take her the letter.
Well, no,
Chief Sealy can bring her in.
Put it in.
If the borough representative's here with him. Or we can call the county sheriffs and see if a deputy can come up and do it.
You really wanna go that far? For her to come in and get her.
What's your idea?
Huh?
What's your idea? You said you want the place locked
Have you
down.
guys just stood down with
Right, what's your idea?
any borough employee?
I think the letter should be sent to her, and then, I mean, if you wanna have one of the council members here with the chief as she's getting her stuff, that's fine. As far as doing whatever she's gotta do, that's fine, but to get the sheriff's department, all that.
No, if council didn't want to do it, or chief didn't want to do it, I'm just saying, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying we have to. No,
And then she would come.
I've never done it, I don't know the laws.
He's.
Well, I'm sure we're all gonna get slack about it, but.
Alright, so we'll put this to a vote, so everybody's in, at least has a say in it. So need a motion to have her communicate with one person to get, to the extent you require personal effects during this period administratively, please communicate with blank to arrange the return of these items. So we need a vote on a person.
I nominate Mike Schultz.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Want to discuss that? Are you available all the time?
No, I'm not.
You want to do it?
I don't.
Vice President.
I'm working daytime, I'm sorry.
It doesn't have to be during the day. If she needs to retreat, then she can come.
Yeah, I'll do it. She don't like me anyway, but
I'm the chief really for the company, bring her.
That's
Yes,
fine.
keys and
that's fine.
so.
I'll do it.
Vice President.
Is there a second for that?
Jenny?
We already have a motion and a second for you, I think.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say no, even if you guys do roll call, I'm just say no. So we'll do the roll call on me. Joey,
No.
George,
No.
Brian.
No.
No.
Thank you. Brett.
No.
Thank you. Diana. Thank you. Me, no. Is there a motion for somebody else?
I motion that the Vice President, Mr. Jennings.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I would only say, knowing the discontent of their relationship, that may not be advisable.
Is there any reason we couldn't have the street department do it? Is he gonna lock it down anyway?
That could be an option.
You willing to do that, Dave, or no?
I'd, no.
Alright.
Is there any other discussion on George Jennings?
I think at this point, you know, what's done is done. There's time to be professional, you know what I mean? Coming in and being unruly with anyone would be kind of a bad thing. And if we need additional law enforcement here, because you think that may happen, then we need to prepare for that. If people can be professional and come in and get their stuff and he just stands aside and lets her do her thing, I don't see a problem.
That's what I'll do.
This isn't an easy thing, Mike.
It's never-
No, I'm
why
just
put it
saying,
to a
but the thing
vote.
is, we can't say, well, she don't like her. It doesn't matter at this point.
Any other discussion? Roll call. Joey Williams.
Yes.
George Jennings.
Aye.
Brian Cole.
I'm George.
I mean,
Definitely. David Preston.
Aye.
Greg Gann. Yeah. Me, no. So, 6 yeas, 1 nay, George.
hey, well, I can go say work door.
Anything else for the good of the order?
For the good of the order, I just want to give you both the opportunity, if I was to look into the PSAB thing, if we get to that point, if you want to be involved or something, we could meet at the library or something like that. Because I know that they talked about junior council helping out, doing the webpage thing.
The webpage?
Yeah, but we could sit down together and, you know, I can involve you guys if you want to be involved. I'm not saying you have to, but I just want to let you know what I can do.
Mike, I can deliver this.
Very busy
tonight,
writing
or we're gonna
books
put it in the
right now.
mail, or-
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, you know,
What do you want?
if
Okay.
you want to, I could, you know, do it on your thing, I'll make it work, you know what I mean? But you don't have to, I can look into it, but if it's something, you know, to try and mentor or give you the opportunity to be involved, and then you could share some feedback at the table as well. But I can do groundwork and then show you, and then we can sit down and make a call together.
You know how to run it?
To them, and then,
So
yeah, you
Will
know,
John do it?
because obviously you may. have
George,
something
take a
I don't
picture with
think
your
you
phone.
know. You're probably better with a scanner than what I am.
Yeah.
I'm scanning. All right, Mr. Ferrari, you had a comment or a suggestion. I told you to wait a while ago.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you
You
probably
don't
are
have
already, you know, coming to terms and thinking about this, but, the organization I work for is board run. There's 13 board members, I'm the director. And so it's similar to this type of setup, you know, we have a board meeting once a month, things are voted on, things are taken care of in the same exact manner. And just kind of watching, I've been coming, you know, to these meetings since the original vacancy was up. And I've made it to many of them, and we talked about transparency and things like that. And I think one of the major things that may have been exposed tonight by this is whether or not Amy comes back in 90 days and whatever transpires with that. I think the important thing that's kind of come to light is there's not enough of you involved in that. So like for her to be walked out and told, you know, 90 days, and now we need to know what we're gonna do. You know, I'm the director up there, and we have a treasurer, we have a secretary, and I have to answer to all of them. So if I was to be fired tomorrow, the treasurer knows what's going on, the secretary knows what's going on, and they can fill in for me. If I was fired, get sick, there's a plan in action. And that's the same, you know, I have a president and vice president. They know a lot of those things. And so, you know, for the street department to be concerned about their grants, you know, I feel like someone else on the council should have some of that information or access to it, so that if something like that happens, moving forward, we know what needs to happen.
Yeah, you've gotta have somebody in each position.
Well,
like you're
that's
saying, to
how
back
the
system up.
department, the committee heads should have an information.
Right.
You know, the street
At the
department
very
head,
least, yeah.
you know.
And I agree.
We have a
Pete.
temporary backup. We don't
That's
have a
why when I
90-day
first got
backup.
on council, one of the first things I noticed is, hey, we don't have a budget and finance committee. Been nice if we did though.
Right. It just seemed like that
we
may
had a
just be a
personnel
weakness that's being
committee.
exposed through this, whatever happens with that, you know, like let that be whatever that's going to be. But maybe learn from this in the aspect of what can we do moving forward to make sure, you know, for all you know, she may not come back and you'll get somebody else in, and we've run into this with the police department. Let's train them up, let's get them all taken care of, and then they're gone. And now we're right back to where, what are we gonna do for the next 30 days until this happens? Check signers, there's 4 people for my business that, you know, our treasurer is away on vacation right now. Who's gonna sign the checks? Well, I'm gonna take it to the secretary, or, you know what I mean? So that's just kind of what I'm seeing. And I just, like I said, you guys are probably already thinking about it, but I thought maybe it should be voiced a little bit too.
Thanks for sharing.
Motion to
Right,
adjourn.
resignation.
I'd like to say one more thing too. Yeah, I know it was very difficult for you guys to make this vote, and it's not easy for anybody It's really too bad that it came to this, but it was coming down to this. I mean, the citizens have had enough. I think you did the right thing, and you should be proud of what you've done. It might be sad, but you should be proud of what you've done, because that's what the citizens have been clamoring for a long, long time.
Yes, they have, Dave.
And I'd also, being a former candidate, I think it is the right thing to advertise, and I applaud you for doing that too, in case someone else is interested. I think that's the right thing to do. And that's all.
Thank you.
I would like to say that this definitely by no means, and I would hope I speak for everyone, was a personal thing. This was what was best for the community and what the community was asking, I'll say, for. So I don't want someone to think that this is a personal thing from myself, any of the members, so.
The only thing I would add to that is, once again, I got a seat at the table because I was voted. I won by 1 vote. That could have went either way tonight. You know what I mean? Everyone got the opportunity to vote. It wasn't one person making a decision. As a board, we had to make a very difficult decision. We have to live with that now. It's not going to be easy, but.
And these citizens applaud you for it.
We're going to get through it. I feel confident. We'll work together. We need to learn to work together. And as Pete said, maybe we need to have a secretary and a borough mayor. Something to look at down the road, budgeting, finances. We'll get to that. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. There's no easy button here, so. Yes, you made the motion to adjourn.
Yeah, but were you trying to imply something to me that I wasn't voted, or like?
I think he was talking about Amy.
No, I'm just saying, but
I just read you wrong then, Brian.
No.
No, we're good. I just one question and it's enough. I'm good. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I think
Roll
you
call.
were voted.
Roll call. Aye. It needs adjourning.